I just spent $900 in that video game store. All right, Pooh Crew, I've got to say, today, you guys are in for a real treat. Why, Caleb? Why is today so special? Because today we are going to the video game store Mecca Mega Replay. Not just disc replay, not just disc traders. No, this place is like 2 or 3 times. By the way, hi Elsie. She doesn't really like the car. Sorry, doggy. This is like maybe 2 or 3 times the size of an actual normal video game store that I go into. Last time I was here, I got a ton of good stuff. I don't want to jinx it too much, knock on wood here, but this is our first stop of the day. It opens in 5 minutes, and we're going today in this video, not just to Mega Replay, but also to 2 more video game stores. Gonna find underpriced video games to resell on Amazon and eBay, and I'm bringing you guys along, so let's hit it. Here we go, time to buy some video games. I was definitely looking at DS stuff potentially. Could I take a look at those 2 XLs? This is huge. So these are the 2 that are $199 and the others are okay.
You want more than one?
Yeah, I would do these 2 at least.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. I'll probably do 2 of those. Okay. All right, so they had all the accessories I've been looking for and also 2 3DSs. We're off to a really good start. So this is what I'm talking about, people. This right here, this aisle, and this row is the PS2 section. This place is huge. All right, folks, this is a bolo for you right here. Mortal Kombat stuff with the movie coming out has been spiked in value. So you can see here, this is a $25 game on Amazon. I could get 38 after fees. So it's not the best profit, but for me, this is probably still gonna be a pickup. Oh, folks, this is a big score right here. So a big thing that I look for when I'm scanning like a wall like this is I'll look for games that are complete, primarily if it's a title that I don't recognize. So like this one, I noticed super cheap 3DS game for only $3 and it is complete. And I should be able to gross like 10 or so after fees on this game. So this is a pretty good pickup. Oh yes, another one. Yep, that's a buy. That's a new bolo. Well, folks, as anticipated, that was just an absolutely killer stop, full of bolos. This is gonna be a lot of value for you guys. We're on our way to Chipotle, of all things, to cap everything off, so my mood is just soaring right now. Starting off with a couple of new 3DS XLs. I do not see these in stock very much. The last one of these that I sold on Amazon, you guys may have seen in my eBay bolo video recently, went for $350, which is absolutely insane, obviously. I have no idea if this is going to go for that or for close to that, but at 120 bucks, the price was right. I'm willing to gamble a little bit. I'm anticipating on both of these making in the neighborhood of probably $100 and maybe up to 150 or 170 if something crazy happens like last time on those. So, and that was right when I walked in the door. So an absolutely fantastic start to the stop. Also, you guys know about these already if you saw my video, my last video. Paid 20 a piece for these and should be able to get around 50 after fees. Xbox One Connect sensors is a great bolo right now. Then also a couple of the other accessories that I picked up in our last video. Navigation controllers for $1.99. And actually, all of the other ones, I picked up 2 of them. All the other ones were priced at like $7 to $15. So the fact that these were still $1.99 was a great deal, as well as a couple of more Xbox 360 network adapters. These ones unfortunately were $20. I think I'll still be able to get like $34 to $38 after fees, so I was still willing to pull the trigger on those. Then we'll move on to the games here. Got a really good number of profitable games, starting out right here. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 3 complete. This was actually a lead that someone else posted in the Discord a while back that I honestly might not have known to scan, otherwise paid $15 and $12 for these. And this right here will end up going for like 40 or 50 bucks after fees. I think maybe 45, possibly a little more because this one's complete. And then this one is like maybe a $25 game or so after fees on Amazon. And that I think represents a lot of the core of the value of the Level Up Leads Discord, is that it's not just me posting the profitable games that I'm finding for other people to look out for in the various threads, but it's like dozens of other resellers doing that as well, and just helping each other make money, helping each other level up our video game resale game. So the link to that will be in the description below, as always, if you're interested. Another game that I posted in there probably a month or so ago is this one, Disney Magical World 2. This game after fees will get me like 50 bucks. So even at the $25 price tag, especially because it's complete, that's a really solid buy. So I was happy to find that. I mentioned this one in there earlier, $10 or $3 into about 10. Pokemon Black version, I may only end up making like 20 bucks or so on this game, but it will sell so fast. You know, I'm all right with that. And honestly, there weren't that many sellers selling this on FBA on Amazon. A lot of them were merchant fulfilled, so it's very possible that I'll end up making 40 or so on this game. Super fast seller either way. This one's going to be at least a $13 profit, but again, this one's in very good condition and I'll be selling it through FBA, so it's very possible that it'll be 20 or maybe even more dollars profit on that. Definitely be looking out for Mortal Kombat games. And then this is going to be a new bolo from today that I'm going to post there and also share with you guys. $4 for DNA Impact, and I think this is like a $12 or so game after fees on Amazon. So definitely a good kind of obscure sports title to be looking out for that people are going to sleep on a lot. Then finally, folks, we have a healthy stack here of PSP games. I remembered I did really well in the PSP section here last time. Got 3 copies of Fight Night Round 3 that should be just about a double up and sell reasonably quick. SmackDown vs. Raw 06, got a few copies of that at 12 bucks, and these should go for like 20 something, I believe. Unfortunately, none of those were complete, which is not my favorite thing to do because they will sell a little bit slower, but I figured at the price, definitely still worth it. And then actually, this is something that I did as I was waiting for her to like find all the discs and everything. I moseyed on over to the anime DVD section. That's usually the first one that I'll go to at places like this to try to find stuff that might be underpriced as far as DVDs go. Picked up a couple of Mobile Suit Gundam DVD and DVD set. This one was $3.33 and should go for around 10 after fees. And this one is a bit of a slower seller, $45, but I should be able to get around 90 or so when it does sell on Amazon. So I figured I'll take a little bit of a risk, pull the trigger on that. So yeah, folks, on the whole on this stop, $400 to $500 profit, pretty conservatively, super stoked about that, could not be happier. That's why I do love to find those larger video game stores anytime I can. Right now we are on our way to another disc traders or disc replay. It's not a mega replay, but we'll see if we can have some similar success there. Stop number 2, let's go. All right, found a few of these. I was also interested in a few in the case. All right, so this was one. Do these all? This doesn't. Shoot. think about that one. Does this one?
I believe so.
Okay. Okay, that looks in good shape. I will do that. And the other one I was thinking about was this guy.
Yeah, that one does have a sticker over its face. So.
Okay.
But
Looks good.
Yeah, for a Dreamcast game, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I know those the scratches on those are really hard to get out.
Yeah. And the case is in nice shape too. Okay. I think I will do that. Well, another excellent stop there, folks. Bag full of goodies and some high dollar titles. So let's take a look. So definitely a few surprises at this last stop. Starting out with a couple things that weren't surprising at all. Another network adapter, another PlayStation navigation controller. Actually got 2 of each of these, pretty solid prices, so was happy about that. One of the surprising things though is this right here, Blueberry Color Texas Instruments. What is this? TI-84 Plus CE. Now, I paid 70 bucks for this bad boy, but on Amazon after fees, I should be able to get right around 110. And this is actually something that I did want to talk about, especially for you newer resellers, is that I think when I was starting out, I would have been scared off by an item like this, thinking, okay, I have to spend 70 in order to only make 40. That ratio doesn't really seem to work out, but once you're able to do this a little bit longer, you're able to build up a bit more of a bankroll, you can start to see items like this as, okay, this is a single item that I can make $40 on, and it's going to sell really quick, and that's money that's going to come back very quickly as well. So I highly encourage people to early on work on that, work on saving up money so that you can make more high dollar purchases like this, even if they're a bit lower margin, because that's when the money really starts to flow. So I was happy to find this little score there. The black colors didn't have quite as much meat on the bone, so I left those. Then on the game side, we've got a few just like miscellaneous underpriced games. We've got Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes Adventure something, 8 bucks on that. That'll be a double up or maybe a little bit more. We have SNK versus Capcom Card Fighters DS. This one I think was worth at least 15 or so after fees, so pretty solid deal there for 6. Spider-Man Web of Shadows complete in the original case was 10 bucks. That'll be a double up. This is a really good one too. All Pro Football 2K8, 20 bucks for this, but it's going for like 45 or something crazy on Amazon, so I was happy to find that. Captain America Super Soldier complete as well on the PS3. This one was like maybe 30 or so, or 28 or something after fees. And then we got another copy of TNA Impact, and this one, as well as one of the network adapters, ended up being free with their buy 5 get the last one free promotion, so that was pretty nice. And then the 2 other big surprises of this stop were a couple of high dollar titles that surprised me what they were going for on Amazon. So this one right here, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Dreamcast, an $80 game here, but the lowest copy on Amazon I think was going for like 130 or something after fees. And this one I'm going to sell through FBA. It's in very good, the case is in great condition. The disc unfortunately does have a sticker on it, so I'll make sure to note that in the description. But I'd be very surprised if I don't end up making at least like 50 bucks on this game, so I was really happy to find that. The sales rank was all right too, so it'll sell relatively quick. And then finally, Silent Hill on the PS2 Greatest Hits version for $75. And this game as well, I want to say after fees the lowest copy was at like 140 or 150, and this is another decently fast selling game. Very surprised the margins on that, but again, I'm not afraid to pay up a little bit if it means that I can make a high dollar amount on single items that I don't have to sit on forever. So anyways, folks, thank you for sticking with us as we are in our mad dash on our way back home to Lexington. Our last stop of the day I'm really excited for, because it's actually one of only 2 authorized limited run games retailers in the state of Illinois. So I went here on my last trip like this that I made, ended up coming out with a few splurges for the collection. Don't tell my wife, she's sitting right next to me. So we're gonna, she's shrugging, she doesn't care what I do with business funds. So yeah, we're gonna head in there, see if there's anything good for the collection, anything good to flip. Ended up coming out with both kinds of scores last time, so we'll see what we find this time. Okay, so it does have the protector on here.
Yes, and we can. I put the protectors on them because.
Okay. Well, I'm even hesitant to touch it without it. Okay, so we do have a little bit of
Yeah.
bit of tear there.
Considering who, you know, like for me personally,
Mhm.
that little tab makes it not sealed.
Yeah.
You know, so it
Yeah.
really depends on how you perceive.
Sure.
Like, yeah, this one's got a same on
Got
the
a bit of a
back.
tear there.
Yeah.
I see.
We protect them as soon as we get them, but sometimes.
Yeah,
know,
you do what you can.
Yeah.
Well, I'll still think about those.
Dude, it's not a problem, man.
This is definitely one that you don't see all the time.
Yeah.
You guys don't ever do like small discounts on like high dollar purchases, do you?
It depends.
Okay.
It all depends. I will say straight up, discounts normally don't happen here.
I gotcha.
But it all depends on what you buy, how much you buy, and what we have.
Sure.
To what you're buying. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Well, why don't I, you know, get my little shopping cart together and we'll see if there's anything to be done. If not, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Is this stuff down here all sealed as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
You're currently sitting at 530.
Ooh.
Without, yes.
And without those. Okay.
Without those. This is why I started tallying it up.
Okay. I did find these two, and I think I'm almost done here.
I don't need to keep on going, man.
You guys just, I love how few like filler, like crappy sports titles you have.
There's a reason. You should see our basement. There's boxes.
Really?
And boxes.
Do you take in everything that's traded in?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this should be everything. I still have to make up my mind on these. But everything else, I believe I'm good to go on.
There we go. Put you at $581.50 after tax.
Okay.
Almost a $60 discount.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So is this going into your personal collection?
No, I don't have a personal collection anymore, man.
Oh.
You don't get hung your own supply.
That's smart. All right, and what would we be at if we did add the PlayStation games?
Okay, yeah. $924.83. It's a $94 discount.
$924.83.
Yes.
All right, I think I'll do it.
Whew.
Don't tell my wife.
You know, I don't know your wife, so we're good.
I'm just kidding. She doesn't care.
Sounds like my
Yeah,
wife.
yeah, I'm good to go. And I appreciate you giving me a discount too. That really helps.
Not a problem.
I just spent $900 in that video game store. Ladies and gentlemen, that may have been my single favorite video game store haul ever on this channel. And let me tell you why. We're coming away with 18 sealed video games, many of them retro, many of them gradable. I cannot wait to unpack these for you guys as I'm sitting here in the car on my way back to Lexington, starting out with a smoking deal. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers on PS2, new sealed, $20. The last two solds on this game on eBay were $90 and $130 in sealed condition. Now, what I'm gonna do with all of these games is when I get back home, I'm gonna take them out of the plastic protectors, assess the condition. The ones that look really nice, I'm actually going to put into my batch of games to send off to probably WADA to get graded, because graded games are just absolutely on fire right now. The other ones I'm just going to list as is on eBay and disclose any like minor imperfections or flaws that there may be. The next one here is sealed Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. It is the Player's Choice Edition, unfortunately. This one, not as good of a deal. I got for $60, and recent solds on eBay are around $90, just like in raw ungraded condition. condition sealed. So essentially this game was just like a really good deal on a very gradable quality GameCube game. So I was excited about that. This one, I believe I actually got 2 copies of this. Sealed Complete Adventures of Minecraft Story Mode Season 2. Paid $29 for this. I think the other one was actually $25. And I forgot to mention on the whole order, it was a $900 and something order. He actually took 10% off. So that was the 10% off number. Even though at this location, he doesn't normally do discounts. It's not as much like a pawn shop where haggling is typical. But that just goes to show you guys the power of asking, because especially when you're making probably a bigger purchase than he normally will see, maybe the rest of this month, you know, you have a little bit of negotiation power there. Anyway, probably like $27 for this game. It'll go for like $80 after fees on Amazon. This one's just gonna go straight into Amazon. Not gonna worry about grading that one. It's not as retro or sought after. This one was just kind of a fun little throw in for $6. Hulk Hogan's main event. This will go somewhere between like, I would say 10 and like 20 after fees on Amazon, depending on whether it snags the buy box or not. Then a couple more unsealed games here. This one was just super cool. Check that out. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command on the PlayStation 1. I would have loved this game as a kid. I absolutely loved the TV show when I could catch it. This one was only $7 and it should bring probably around 20 or so after fees on Amazon. Last but not least, we have Capcom versus SNK Pro. This was only a $20 disc, and that in reality on eBay is more like a $50 to $60 disc. So was definitely happy to snag that one as well. All right, bag 2 of titles that I just picked up. First one starting off, we have Warcraft: The Dark Saga 2. This one I paid $31 for. Conservatively should go for $50 after fees on Amazon, but because this one's in such nice, complete condition, I would anticipate a little bit more just because I'll probably be able to snag the buy box on that. Only ended up buying 3 Switch games at this stop. 2 of them are the same. We have 2 copies of Blaster Master 2. There was just a good price on these. I thought maybe I would try it out. We'll see. If not, then I'll just end up flipping them because $30 I think was a good deal on that. And then this one was my splurge for myself. Panzer Dragoon Remaster on the Switch. This is a game I've heard a lot about but never played it for myself, so I thought that could be kind of a fun experiment. $50 on that. Then we had a nice little Payday 2. $5 on this into a very quick like 12 or so on Amazon because it is sealed. This is one Street Hoops on the original Xbox. It is sealed. Paid $12 for this one. Honestly, this was one that I just forgot to take off of the stack. There's one listed right now on eBay for like $15, so I'll probably just take this one to a conference game jam and sell it for like $15 or $20 or so. Then now we're getting back into some heavy hitters. This one was a great find. This actually was not even listed in their system. It is a sealed Greatest Hits Gran Turismo 2 on the PlayStation 1. He ended up just giving this to me for $20 even though he knew it was worth more. So that was a nice deal for him to make me on this game. It's worth in sealed condition, and this one does have a minor blemish, a minor tear somewhere on here. The last couple solds on this have gone for $70 or $80 on eBay. So I'm just gonna flip this one as is. Gonna be listing that one here soon. Definitely a good deal. This was the other copy of Minecraft that will go for in the range of like $80 in sealed condition. And then this is one of my favorite purchases. The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction sealed. I paid $40 for this, and the last couple solds on eBay were at $80 and $130 on this game. So really a fantastic contender for grading. There are only 2 listed of this game right now, I believe. One's at 200 and the other one is graded a WADA A+ for I think 300 with no bids yet. So either way, a very valuable game, definitely underpriced, so I was happy to snag that. So for round 3 of the pickup, we have not 1 but 2 sealed copies of Oddworld Stranger's Wrath on the Xbox. Paid $20 a piece for them. The solds were anywhere between like $30 and $60 for sealed, so I figured that was a pretty decent pickup for those. Then we've got a copy of Blood Wake sealed on the original Xbox. Great price on this, $10. One thing that I'm not really sure about that you guys can let me know in the comments is these little security devices that are kind of pasted onto the back of some of the seals. Would you guys try to remove those? Would you send them into WADA like that? Would that affect the grade? I would guess it would. I'm not really sure what to do about those. There are a couple of these games that do have those. This was an interesting one. Something 1 and 2 I don't actually know what the English version of this title is. It is basically the Japan version of like greatest hits. That's why the top is yellow. The reason that I pulled the trigger on it, it was $25, was that I saw one had sold on eBay unsealed recently for $33. I don't know what this will go for sealed, but I thought it could be kind of a fun experiment. We'll see what happens with that. Then this one was a great one. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, sealed for $40. The only one listed right now, and there are no solds for the US version, the only one listed is for $180. So I think it's safe to say this is a pretty uncommon, pretty hard to find game in sealed condition. I think this will definitely be a contender for grading, especially since the back looks really clean as well with no security thing pasted on there. This one was a really great find as well. Blood Omen 2 on the PS2, also in sealed condition for $50. This is the other one that unfortunately does have that security device on the back of there. Not sure what I'll do about that. But the only other sold listing, this does not sell very much. I think it's somewhat uncommon in this condition. I think was for $130, so I think I did really well on this one. Then last but not least, we have Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny for $18 minus the 10% or whatever. This one is around a $30 game or so, so I did okay on this one. Not sure if I will end up grading it or not, but was pretty happy about that pickup nonetheless. And then finally, we have the two really high ticket big boys that I'm gonna show you guys. All right, so the last two big boys. The first one, Saga Frontier on the PlayStation sealed. This one is very uncommon, especially in this condition. The only sold comp on this right now was at $460. I picked it up for $150. The reason that I hesitated for a little bit was it's not entirely sealed. There is a little bit of a tear in the seal, so a bit of an imperfection. I don't know how much that's going to affect the value. It does mean this is not something that I would send in to get graded. I'll just sell it as is on eBay with some really good pictures. Either way, I don't think I'm losing money on this. I think this was a great deal and was really happy to find that. I love just flipping high dollar sealed games like that. It's super fun. And then last but not least, I had this one wrapped up. We have Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. You can see we've got the Game Exchange sticker on there for $30. I unfortunately had to pay a bit more for this one, $200 for this sealed gem here. This is definitely a grail. I actually very recently listed a copy of this that was not sealed, but it was complete with the outer box and everything. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have that, but I think what I'm gonna do is actually just take that outer box, it's not in perfect condition, pair it with this sealed element and just get a premium for the whole thing. I couldn't find any really great comps on this. I would guess once I take the other box and put it with it, surely it's gotta be a $400+ unit, and then the other one of these that I will sell independently of that should go for around a solid $100 as well. So yeah, won't be sending this one in either, but you can be on the lookout for some of these high dollar items on my eBay store or reach out to me on Instagram as well. And folks, that is going to do it for today's game hunting. I really hope you enjoyed. And let's be honest, if you didn't enjoy this one, folks, you probably won't enjoy much on this channel. This is just about as good as it gets, to be honest, for me. We're looking at, I spent over $1,500 today on video games, and I'm expecting to make well over $1,000 on everything once it's listed and sold after fees and gas and shipping and all that. So folks, if you would drop a like on this video for this fantastic day of game hunting and subscribe to the channel, that would mean a ton to me. And until next time, folks, I will catch you guys on the flip.